let me down.
Hello everyone and welcome to Dog Talk. This will be a bi-monthly show that covers all things Montesano Athletics.
As our great fall sports have come to an end, it's time to jump into the winter season.
With winter break taking up most of December, there will only be one show this month.
However, starting January, we will be doing 2 shows per month.
This month's show, we are going to cover all things winter sports, and we may even have a couple guests on the show, athletes and coaches.
That's right, we will have Zoe Hutchings, Carter Olson, Cole Daniels, and even Coach Klinger on the show.
With that being said, let's begin with girls basketball.
At the time of this filming, the girls are 1-2 with a win over Centralia.
The girls team did lose a group of seniors that did pretty well last year, but they have a great young core coming back that can lead them this year.
Yeah, some of the players are Zoe and Paige Leiferness, and then also some incoming freshmen, McKinley Dalen and Jordan Carr.
But don't forget about the senior, the lone senior, Zoe Hutchings. In fact, we have Zoe Hutchings on the show with us. Thanks for being with us, Zoe.
Thank you for having me.
So we have a couple questions for you. Sam, you got the first one?
Yeah, now that you're the only senior on the team, how has that changed your leadership role?
Well, since I'm the oldest on the team, all the girls look up to me, you know. And, you know, it's great being the only senior, honestly, but Miss Janessa, but it's really fun. And you have to lead by example, and everything you do, you have to do.
So, want to say congratulations on being committed to Idaho State.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool. And I think their coach was at the game last night, or one of their
Yeah,
assistants.
that was the assistant.
So how did that all come about? Where did they discover you? And
Well, I played AAU, and down at Walnut Creek, they actually saw me playing in a game where it was just a big college showcase game. And they saw me my sophomore year, and they sent me a letter, and then they just got in contact with me, and they asked me to come down and visit their campus, and they offered me a scholarship there, and I said yeah.
pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are there any games this year that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, actually the game tonight at Rochester, I played with a girl on that team. Great player. Excited to play against her, and then excited to play against Tumwater because I played against all those girls and played with them too. And their coach was actually my coach, so I'm pretty excited for that too.
Nice.
And then one more question. As we look around the league, it looks like Forks is going to be pretty good. Elma's always good. What do you think? How do you think the league's going to shape out?
We're going to win league and districts. We're going to the Dome, know that for a fact. Probably our toughest game is going to be against Elma, but we got it in the bag.
That's some great confidence. Well, that was a great interview with Zoe Hutchings, the lone senior on the Montesano girls basketball team. Realistically, how do you see their season going?
Well, they are a very young team who doesn't have a lot of depth, so as the Evergreen 1A League this year is pretty tough, so they're just going to have to work together as a team. And maybe they're not the most talented compared to other teams, but they certainly can be the most hardworking, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think they have a lot of size, so if they can use that to their advantage, who knows what will happen this year.
Now on to boys basketball. We are both on the team, and we are 1-2 on the season so far. Upcoming games for us, we got Aberdeen this Friday, and then we're heading to Seaside for the Holiday Classic. We will play 2 games. Then after Christmas, we are going to the Linden Christmas tournament for 2 games as well. So I'm excited for the season.
Yeah, it was 1-2 start. Not exactly what we were looking for, but we have a lot of time to find ourselves as a team. We're gonna be on the road for the next month. Linden and Seaside, we're gonna play some different kind of styles of basketball. Like our opponents will have different styles of basketball, and we'll hopefully get a lot better and get ready for league. I don't know how you think the league's gonna look this year.
Yeah, well, I think the league this year is wide open for anybody's taking, you know. Okay.
Many teams, like this guy right here, Sam Winter, isn't playing. Possibly Rayon Dayton and Matt Brown. We don't know if they're playing for Hoquiam. And then there's a lot of graduating guys on Forks. And honestly, Tenino, they could be solid this year. So it's kind of wide open.
Yeah. For our team this year, I think the keys to success are just getting out in transition, playing some good D, and just running up and down the court, playing with some energy, definitely. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we've been playing with a lot of energy. It's just haven't been able to execute on offense. Our half-court offense, we just haven't been able to get the ball in the bucket, I guess.
Yeah, and that will just get better as the season goes.
Yeah, shots are going to start falling. Football players are going to get more used to playing basketball. Everybody's going to get used to playing with one another, and I think the season's really going to turn around. And hopefully the crowd will still show up once we head back home in January.
Yeah, speaking of January, we'll be having another show, and there we'll be interviewing some senior basketball members. So we'll update you on the season then, and we'll just get to hear from a couple of the players.
Welcome back to Dawg Talk. We're here with our state participant in the spring, Ben Royer, in golf. So how do you balance school, life, golf, and other priorities now in the winter season?
Not to mention his other spring sport, soccer.
Yeah, I mean, it gets busy. I mean, school's always priority, but, you know, every day after school practicing, grinding away, golf's always going, so, you know, there's always great season, always great weather out there in the state of Washington for golf. So you got to go and practice when you can.
Yeah, so you have any favorite courses that you like to play at, or one of your best courses?
Probably my favorite course is over in Eastern Washington. It's called the Creek. It's pretty cool. You tee off and you're like super high tee shot, and you hit it, you know, way downhill. So it's pretty cool looking shot.
Yeah, I think golf's pretty cool because you get to do it forever. Like I just ended football. I'm not gonna play that again. I'm not gonna put pads on and hit people anymore unless I went to college, which I'm not. So I think it's cool that you guys get to golf and then do it for the rest of your lives until you're dead, I guess.
Heck yeah! I mean, yeah, golf's great. You can do it for a long time. So
might need to get some lessons from the state participant himself.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the show, Ben.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
And our final segment of the day and our last sport of the day, wrestling. What do you got to say about wrestling, Sam?
Well, the wrestlers had their first meet last weekend in Aberdeen. We had some first place finishers such as Jesse Hollitz and Brandon Kroger.
Hey, Jesse Hollitz, folks, already won his first meet as a freshman. Before Brent, even though Brent didn't participate, Jesse beat him to the punch. You got to give him credit for that one.
Here we have head coach of the wrestling team, Coach Klinger, with us here today.
Thanks for being on the show.
No problem.
So with the first few weeks of wrestling, how's it going so far?
Well, one of the things here at Monty with wrestling is that usually a lot of our wrestlers play football, so we had a few guys out with our prolonged season and just kind of getting back into the swing of things. We didn't have our full varsity squad at our first tournament in Aberdeen, but it went really well. With 4 kids that are probably projected varsity-type wrestlers, we managed to take third as a team, which was really good.
Nice,
So.
nice.
Are there any upcoming tournaments that you're looking forward to, showcasing some of your top wrestlers?
Well, I think the tournament that you probably talk about most in December is the 28th in Vashon. It's called the Rock Tournament, where they don't give out medals, they give out painted rocks. And Vashon's been a pretty good wrestling program for many years, and they seem to draw a lot of good teams to that tournament. It's usually a really good tournament to go to. There's a lot of the top teams in the state, 1A especially, that are there, along with a couple other bigger schools. So that's always one to look at. Lindbergh is the weekend before, which is the 21st, I believe. What's cool about that one is if you win, you get like a WWE belt for the championship belt.
That's cool.
So the guys like that one. When they win that, it's pretty exciting. So those are the 2 big upcoming this month. So
Cool.
Are there any wrestlers that are standing out to you so far?
I think it's kind of hard to talk about standing out. It was really cool to see Brandon Kroger win the 170-pound weight class at Aberdeen in the Kickoff Classic. He's a kid that went to state for us last year. He has a lot of good tools for wrestling, and he kind of put them together really nice. So it was good to see that. We're just a really, really deep team this year. We have, I think, 16 kids that went to state on our team from last year.
Wow.
So, and I mean, last year was a little different because there was no regionals due to the snowstorm, but we still took a record number of kids to the state tournament and have a record back. So it's pretty nice. We're a pretty young team with only 5 seniors, but we have a lot of wrestling experience. So I'm pretty excited for just the team as a whole.
Yeah, definitely.
So you got all these guys going back that you're hoping should make it back to state. How do you manage them? I guess load management throughout the year. Do you keep them out of tournaments? Do you keep them out of matches in league? How does that work?
Yeah, well, wrestling's just different because of that, what you're talking about with the tournaments and league matches. We kind of do a combination of them because You throw in the new weight certification class, and we'll have some kids on our team that wrestled 182 this weekend that'll end up wrestling 170 or 160 when it comes to the league tournament, just because of where they weigh. It sounds like a lot from 182 to 160, but if you weigh 172 right now, you have to wrestle 182. So it's only a difference of 10 pounds really at the bottom line. But what we try to do, Coach Karen and I, when we took over 15 years ago or so, I think it was 17, I don't know, we started looking at, we don't want kids to peak right now. We don't want to wrestle our best in December or January. We want to wrestle our best in February, kind of like any sport. And so what we try to do is we try to limit conditioning, so we're not doing it every day to wear people out. We do it once or twice a week in December. We don't really care about how well you do in anything. We're not looking for tournament champions. We're not looking for league champions in the dual part. What we're looking for is that first weekend in February when the league tournament starts. We want people to be wrestling their best, and we want as many league champs as we can get. I think this year's going to be a good year for us.
Yeah, well, we're excited to see what happens. Thank you for being on the show.
No problem. Glad to be here. Hope to come back in the near future.
Yeah, for sure. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our crew. See you next time on Dawg Talk.